Hey, what's up guys? Dave here. Hope your matches have been blessed with friendly teammates and plenty of one-taps. Over at Pro Guides today, we're talking Neymar, we're talking barbecue, we're talking passion, we're talking made in Brazil. We're going to be taking a close look at coldzera during MIBR's opening match at the ECS Season 7 Finals. MIBR faced North in their first bout of the event. The game went into a grueling triple overtime, which left the Brazilians on the losing end of a 48-round battle. coldzera ended his CT half with a 24-3 KD rating. 8. The man had 8 kills for every death. He must have thought it was 2017 again. So, how'd he do it? Through a combination of positioning, movement, utility, and most of all, trust in his team. We're going to break down each of these and demonstrate how you can play like coldzera. And if you like this content, fear not. We have even more tips and tricks for you on ProGuides.com. Learn to make these type of plays yourself, thanks to the pros. Alright, so the map, like most overtime games, is Inferno. coldzera's role is a dedicated apps player. He's the farthest player from B, and the last one to rotate across often is left to defend the A side alone. And let's be honest, if you had to trust one player in MIBR to solo hold a bomb site, coldzera's not a bad choice. Getting into the game, MIBR lost the pistol round and force up for round 2. We want to look at how Cold uses positioning to deal the most damage possible. North goes for a B hit. As coldzera arrives on the site, he's the only member of MIBR left alive. But look at the health of the North players. Cold's MP9 makes them easy pickings. The Brazilian knows he's not winning the round. The bomb is too far gone. But he positions himself in the middle of the site to deal the most damage possible to North. Because of the bomb's position, he knows at least one player is likely holding at the back of the site with a second on banana. Whether the last player is at grill or not doesn't matter, thanks to where Cold is positioned. From here, he can keep his crosshair on banana, and it's equidistance from grill and new box. This positioning gives him the best chance of hitting players in either direction. North has no idea where Cold is holding from, so they use a flash and sacrifice a player for info. Unfortunately, they're low HP, and Cold's crazy fast reaction means even a double peek from Baldi and Yugi can't put coldzera down. Cold taps the bomb to bait out the peek from Gate and gets a quick 3k. So, coldzera's teammates absolutely did the legwork by getting the North players to such low health, but it was Cold's positioning and aim that let him maximize his damage to the Danes. It's only round 2. Neither team has a great economy. coldzera is playing the long game here by getting these kills. He's looking to build his own cash and damage North's money for future rounds. The important lesson here is that even if you can't win this round, you can still contribute to future rounds for your team. By taking down 3 players, coldzera puts a major dent in the North economy. And he topped up his own piggy bank along the way. Losing the last round, MIBR opts for a half buy in the next. Cold is down to just P250. But thanks to a beautiful flash from Phelps and a quadruple peek from MIBR, Cold grabs 3 more kills. There's nothing particularly incredible that MIBR does here, it's just really solid teamwork, and Cold's godly aim. Now we want to look at how coldzera works with his teammate on the site. Cold's 3k with that MP9 in round 2 comes back to haunt North, as even with 2 wins, they can't afford a buy in round 4. Pushed down to a pistol force buy, North now faces a fully powered coldzera. Cold's holding an apps. He goes for some early info before smoking balcony and retreating to broken wall. He can hold from this longer range confidently, now that he's on an AK instead of an MP9. He knows his role is to watch apps, and he's trusting his teammates to know theirs. His eyes aren't moving from that apps position. He's seen too many Getting CS Goat clips to fall for that. He holds firm and watches nothing but apps for almost an entire minute. Phelps spots a shoulder and mollies short. This prompts an instant peek from Cold, who gets a nasty triple. The first kill is so quick, you might think he only got a double. Unfortunately, he mistimes his balcony peek and gets caught out. So, while his 3k is incredible, we want to point out Cold's dedication to his role and his faith in the team system. We see a lot of players, pro or not, who start to fidget when playing positions like this, but Cold stands firm for almost his entire time here. He knows that Phelps is there as an early warning system and trusts that his teammates can delay the enemy. Cold is, above all else, a team player. Having trust in your teammates is key to working together. If they say they're watching a certain angle or will cover a position for you, you gotta believe them. Otherwise, you're just playing a solo game. So, Cold's already sitting at 10 kills before round 5. 10! Speaking of 10, let's head over to round 10. We want to take a look at how well coldzera uses his utility. Cold opens the round with an aggressive peek into TAPS. He gets a neat little pop flash from Taco, checks for info, then falls back. The round ticks on, and North's push comes in. Cold spots a flash coming over the rooftops. He instantly turns away, getting his molly out at the same time. He wants to either limit how many Ts can get out of apps, or damage the ones that do. With his molly soaring towards apps, he can take out his AUG to deal damage to any enemies that get out. Then, he's blinded by a flash. But even while recovering, he has enough movement control to shoulder peek the corner, bait out some shots, and grab a kill. Next, he clears the site, then balcony, and finally short, getting a crazy headshot onto Gade. Now that he's made his position safe, he can use the rest of his utility. First, a flash for Moto, then a smoke under himself, and finally, an HE for short. He can now use his new smoky cover to get his job back, watching apps. All this lasts a few seconds, but it's a microcosm of how you should be playing CS. There's recognition of the flash, and lightning quick reaction to stop the push. There's movement control to manipulate and win the 1v1 duel. And then there's angle isolation to clear positions one at a time. Meanwhile, 4 different pieces of utility are used, each with their own purpose. And Cold does what we all should do, which is make sure all of those grenades are capitalized on. His molly made sure he wasn't overwhelmed and only had a one-on-one fight. His flash let Phelps clear Moto. His smoke gave him space to boost onto the bike. And his HE let him feel confident taking a peek on short. Then, bonus value, his smoke even sets up a one-way to watch apps once again, his original role, where he gets the final kill. There's a reason coldzera was the best player in the world twice in a row, and he just gave us a snapshot as to why. He didn't do anything mechanically unbelievable. This wasn't thousands of hours of aim practice. This was just coldzera using every piece of utility he had to create a strong position for his team. And you can do the same. By round 11, Cold has moved over to Graveyard. He's anticipating that North might predict his position. North sends a scrappy force buy through apps, and coldzera has no trouble mowing them down. The few seconds that it takes for North to realize the position swap is all Cold needs. He grabs a cheeky triple, whips out an HE to secure apps, tosses it, and hey, he's only human. If someone as good as Cold can whiff a throw like that, then there's hope for all of us, right? Cold takes out his USP and finishes off the last T, taking his score up to an unreal 20-1 KD. Changing positions like this keeps the enemy from playing around while they'll know you'll be, forcing them to use precise utility to try and flush you out. Or it can buy you enough time to catch the enemy unaware, just like Cold did here. So what exactly was it that got coldzera such an unreal score at the end of the half? Well, having superstar aim certainly helped, but it wasn't the whole story. coldzera used every tool available to him in order to make plays. It was a combination of his movement, utility usage, and his team that got Cold those 24 kills. Everything Cold does in this game, you can bring into your own matches. The structures and strategies that MIBR have put into place foster teamwork and faith. From the cheeky pop flash, to peak T-apps, to holding one angle for an entire minute. coldzera has trust in his team. He's a world-class player that knows he performs best when the whole team is working together. Find players that you can trust, like coldzera does. That way, you can start to develop the same skills that help Cold become a top player. For an insight into the die-hard conviction of the MIBR team, who could forget this classic story from Taco?
Wondering if people do that.
Oh. No, I'm kidding.
You can never like give up on a map,
no, I'm
right?
kidding. I should never. I mean,
Actually, I
You done it
remember one
before?
time we were playing against Virus Pro, Nuke, and it was 15-5 to VP. We were playing as T, VP ICT, and Fallen said, guys, if you think we are good, let's prove it now. 15-5.
did we come back?
Of course not. 16-5.
Taco, I love you so much, man. Hey, he's trying to.
That's all from us today. Thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in getting better at CSGO, then be sure to check out ProGuides.com to learn the same skills that make coldzera a top player. If you want to see more content like this, then please like and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, good luck in your matches.